Archangel Michael says, my beloved child, message directly from heaven. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. Begging you for just 2 seconds. There is something heaven needs you to know. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. Because the moment has come. The veil is thinner than ever. The signs have been growing louder. The tension in the air is not your imagination. The unease you've been feeling is not random. You've been led here with purpose. And now, everything that was hidden must be revealed. Everything that was plotted in the shadows is about to be exposed. Finally, God is exposing this woman. Open it now before the hour closes. Before this moment disappears. You must understand how precious this moment is. Divine timing does not repeat itself casually. What you are reading is not ink on a page. It is the voice of heaven breaking through. It is the wind of angels rushing in. It is the final trumpet in a silent battle you didn't even know was being fought for you. And now, the voice of the highest realm commands you to stop everything else, because your life is about to change. What happens next will not only restore what was lost, it will completely shift your spiritual atmosphere. You were chosen before you were ever born. Formed by light. Created with the mark of divine favor. You were designed to carry a mission of light in a world that tries to dim every soul that walks too brightly. The forces of heaven have been trying to reach you for some time. But your spiritual senses were blocked. Not because you failed, but because there was someone in your life who did not want the light in you to awaken. Someone pretending to support you, but secretly fearing your rise. God has had enough. Archangel Michael says this cannot continue. The lies must fall. The masks must break. And truth must pour out like a river that has waited far too long to flow. This is your wake-up call from heaven. The divine realms have kept watch over you. They saw every moment you were silenced. They recorded every time you were made to question yourself. Every divine idea that was crushed by someone who pretended to understand you. And now God is putting an end to it. This woman, this person in disguise, has tried for too long to stall what you are becoming. She used spiritual language to cloak her jealousy. She used soft concern to manipulate your emotions. And when no one was looking, she spoke against you. God heard her. He heard what she said. And the time of letting it slide is over. Now He moves. This message is heaven's intervention. The moment before the miracle. The instant before the shift. And you are being asked to wake up and step forward. The voice of Archangel Michael thunders now, not in judgment, but in justice. Because heaven has declared this is your moment of divine protection. You've been under siege in the spirit. The battles you felt but couldn't name, the strange blockages, the emotional exhaustion, the people who were close one day and cold the next. It wasn't all just life. It was warfare. It was resistance. And now it's being removed. There are forces that feared your voice, your clarity, your destiny. There are spirits that whispered through people who claimed to love you. But heaven knows the truth. The angels saw the night your heart nearly broke because you felt alone. They saw when you questioned if your prayers even mattered anymore. And now the heavens are opening to answer you directly. You matter. You are needed. And no one will steal what belongs to you anymore. The 1 minute has begun. 1 minute before a new book of your destiny is unlocked. 1 minute before heaven turns the page. And what is done in this moment matters. You have to be willing to let go of what's been stealing your light. The woman God is exposing is not only being removed from your story, she is being unmasked so clearly that you will never again confuse flattery for love, manipulation for support, or spiritual pretense for real faith. You will see clearly now. Because God is done with the deception. Your entire life has been building toward this shift. You were not created for confusion. You were created for clarity. And clarity is coming like a flood. It's going to wash over every part of your life. Suddenly the things that didn't make sense will become clear. The friendships that didn't feel right will make sense. The doors that were shut will be understood. And it will all come with peace, not pain. Because God is not exposing to hurt you. He's exposing to free you. Do you understand what is being handed to you? This is not just about one person. This is about a spiritual system that tried to keep you in spiritual chains. And now the chains are broken. You've been praying for God to move. But God is asking you to move too. Move away from the people who keep you stagnant. Move away from the voices that confuse you. Move away from the patterns that silence your joy. Because He is making room for something greater. The new season requires new agreements. And you cannot enter your next while dragging the spiritual debris of your last. There is no room in your destiny for secret enemies. No more space for people who secretly want you to lose. God is making sure your foundation is clean. He is cleansing your atmosphere. And it begins with this revelation: the woman He is exposing was never meant to be with you in this next chapter. She was a distraction. A delay. A spiritual detour dressed as guidance. But you see it now. You feel it in your spirit. That unsettled feeling you had around her, now you know why. The strange dreams. The sudden doubts. The way your spirit felt smaller in her presence. That wasn't love. That was spiritual entanglement. And now heaven is breaking it. You are being set free. The heavens are rejoicing. The angels are singing. Because you finally opened your eyes. This message is more than information, it's transformation. Everything changes from here. Don't go back. Don't second-guess yourself. Don't apologize for seeing what God has shown you. Trust it. Walk in it. Rise with it. Because the next part of your journey is powerful. You're going to feel stronger, lighter, clearer, more aligned. New people will come. Real support will show up. Opportunities will appear from nowhere. And you will feel peace that surpasses understanding. Why? Because you listened. Because you obeyed. Because when heaven said open it now, you did. This moment was always meant to happen. You were not forgotten. You were not overlooked. You were protected. Hidden until the right moment. And now the moment is here. This is your unveiling. Your time of rising. The exposure was not for shame. It was for shift. So now, walk forward. The chains are gone. The false friend is revealed. The next is ready. Finally, God is exposing this woman. Open it now before the moment passes. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. Begging you for just 2 seconds, because eternity has been waiting on this moment. You have done something powerful, something very few souls do with courage. You heard the voice of heaven, and you chose to listen. That single choice shifted timelines. The heavens are no longer silent. The angels assigned to your destiny have been released in greater force. The things that have been stuck will begin to move. The things that have been hidden will come to light. This moment is not just the end of deception, it is the beginning of authority. Divine authority. Your spiritual inheritance, once dimmed by confusion, is being restored. You have to understand how big this is. This is not about one person. This is about everything she represented. That influence, that energy, that manipulation, those were spiritual echoes of old patterns trying to re-enter your life. But heaven stood in the way. The message came just in time. You were about to repeat a cycle that heaven broke years ago. And now the cycle is shattered. You are free. It might not feel like celebration yet. You may feel the weight of truth, the sting of disappointment. But let me promise you this, every tear cried in the light of truth is a seed of power planted in your soul. And the harvest is coming. You are not weak. You are not foolish. You were surrounded by spiritual fog, but now clarity has returned. And God is moving swiftly. There are things being rearranged behind the scenes. Conversations that seemed ordinary will suddenly shift. People you thought were out of reach will begin to come close. Invitations you thought were denied will reappear. This is divine restoration in real time. The heavens are not waiting anymore. You said yes. That was all God needed. Don't underestimate what you just stepped into. This is not just a good season, this is a divine season. Everything has been recalibrated. Your spiritual GPS is no longer blocked. You're not walking blind anymore. You're walking in divine synchronization. And the synchronicities will come quickly. You'll start seeing repeating numbers. You'll have dreams with specific colors. You'll feel sudden inspiration in the quietest moments. That's not imagination, that's divine communication. Your soul has opened. Your spirit is listening. And because of that, the heavens are pouring out answers. What once felt hard will now feel light. Where there was confusion, now there will be understanding. Where you were rejected, now you will be honored. Because the deception is over. The mask has fallen. And the light has returned. This is not just exposure. This is elevation. You were not made to be hidden. You were made to shine. And that woman, what she carried, was never meant to handle your light. That's why she tried to dim it. She didn't even understand why she felt the need to control you. But God knew. And God said, "Enough." You will feel different in the days to come. More discerning. More grounded. You'll begin to say no without guilt. You'll begin to recognize the peace of God faster. And when something feels off, you'll trust it. That's the new you, walking in spiritual maturity. You'll even begin to notice people reacting differently around you. Some will be drawn to your light. Some will shrink away. Let them. You no longer need to explain what God is doing in you. The favor coming to your life is not for entertainment, it's for assignment. You're being trusted with more now. Not because you were perfect, but because you were obedient. That obedience just opened a new realm. Watch what unfolds. You will see specific confirmation within 3 days. Something only God could orchestrate. It might be a message, a dream, a sudden conversation. Pay attention. It will be your confirmation that everything written here was not coincidence. It was divine alignment. The woman being exposed was sent to delay you. She almost succeeded. But heaven intervened. Now her influence is cut off. She may try to re-enter. She may disguise herself in new language. But your spirit will know. Trust that knowing. God gave you discernment for a reason. From now on, you protect your peace like it's gold, because it is. Your peace is a sign of God's presence. Do not trade it for anything. No relationship, no opportunity, no voice should be allowed to tamper with it again. This moment marks the end of sabotage, the end of self-doubt, the end of spiritual compromise. You are walking into a clean season, a holy season, and with it comes divine reward. The kind of reward that comes when God knows He can trust you. Because He can now. You saw the truth, and you didn't run. You faced the light, and it didn't blind you. It awakened you. There's more coming. This message is just the beginning. You'll begin to see signs everywhere. Books falling off shelves at just the right moment. Songs speaking the very words of your heart. Conversations confirming your private prayers. These are not random. They are signatures from heaven. God's way of showing you, I see you. I am with you. You may be tempted to go back. To question whether you were too harsh. Don't. That is old programming trying to pull you in. You are not responsible for saving someone who is actively sabotaging your spirit. God says, one time, and only once, I gave you the voice of discernment. Use it. Trust it. Follow it. Archangel Michael continues to stand guard over your life. The swords of heaven are drawn, not in fear, but in protection. Every lie spoken against you is being silenced. Every plan formed to delay you is being dismantled. And every part of your soul that was fragmented is being healed. This healing will not look like what you thought. It won't always come with tears or emotional release. Sometimes, healing comes in the form of peace that can't be explained. In silence that doesn't feel empty anymore. In solitude that feels sacred. You'll notice you no longer crave what once distracted you. You won't feel the need to prove anything to anyone anymore. That's healing. That's freedom. Your next steps are holy. Handle them with reverence. The people coming into your life now will carry real anointing. You won't have to guess who's for you anymore. The difference will be obvious. Your discernment will be sharp. You won't feel drained after conversations. You'll feel empowered. Because light recognizes light. And darkness can no longer blend in. Do not be surprised if you begin to outgrow things quickly. Rooms that once felt right will now feel too small. That's not arrogance, it's spiritual growth. God is expanding you, elevating you. And you must be willing to let go of what no longer matches who you've become. Rest assured, the path ahead is covered in divine light. God will be with you. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You just have to trust God and pray to Him. The protection around you is not symbolic, it is supernatural. The angels walk with you. The Spirit guides you. The presence of God surrounds you like fire. The woman whose identity is now exposed may try to speak, to rewrite the narrative. But the truth has been spoken. It echoes through the heavens. It has been recorded in the divine archives. And what is written by God cannot be erased by man. The exposure is final. The light is permanent. And your future is unstoppable. From this day forward, expect acceleration. Things that once took months will now happen in weeks. Delays will become launches. Confusion will become clarity. You'll start attracting divine alignment so naturally, you'll think it's coincidence. It's not. It's confirmation. You said yes to truth. Now truth will bless you. Stay close to God. Stay prayerful. Don't return to comfort zones that no longer carry your calling. Speak gently, but walk boldly. The world needs your light. And now that it's fully awakened, there is no turning back. Finally, God is exposing this woman. Open it now before the moment fades again. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. Begging you for just 2 seconds, because heaven was always waiting for your yes. And now, your yes has set everything in motion. And now that everything is in motion, the atmosphere around your life has changed. There's a stillness in the spirit realm, but it is not silence, it is divine attention. Heaven is watching you, not in judgment, but in great expectation. Because something rare has happened, your heart turned in full surrender, and that surrender sent a signal through the heavens. It declared, I am ready. You are ready for the truth to guide you, no matter the cost. You are ready for divine clarity to replace human confusion. You are ready for the real version of your life, the one God wrote before anyone else had an opinion. And now that readiness is bearing fruit. You'll feel it in small, holy moments. In the way the light falls through your window. In the sudden insight during a mundane task. You'll feel God near. Not distant. Not theoretical. But real. Alive. Active. That woman, the one whose true nature has been revealed, was never assigned to your future. She was allowed for a season to test your discernment, to sharpen your faith. She played a role, but the play is over. The stage has been cleared. Now the main act begins. And you are not a side character in this divine story. You are the protagonist. You are the one God has chosen to elevate, to bless, to lead. It is important that you understand, her exposure is not your victory. Your healing is. Your obedience is. Your peace is. That's the reward. Don't linger in the shadows of who she was or what she did. That is a closed door. Fix your eyes on the open one ahead. Because what's coming is far greater than what's been removed. New relationships will form, ones rooted in truth and transparency. New opportunities will arise, ones that require your full light, not a dimmed version of you. New revelations will come, ones that pull you deeper into your divine purpose. This isn't fantasy. It's prophecy unfolding. The veil has been lifted. You are no longer in spiritual survival. You are entering supernatural overflow. Your prayers are not bouncing off ceilings anymore. They are traveling on golden threads, straight into the heart of heaven. And the answers are coming. Some in whispers. Some in bold, undeniable signs. But they are coming. Stay alert. Stay expectant. You will not miss them. You are too aligned now. The path forward may be narrow, but it is illuminated. You will not walk alone. Every step has been prepared. The obstacles ahead have already been removed. The traps set against you have already been exposed and disarmed. There is nothing waiting for you ahead except glory, truth, and divine provision. There may still be moments of testing, but they will no longer be tests of whether you see the truth. Now, they will be tests of whether you walk in it. And you will. Because something unshakable has awakened in you. A deep inner knowing. A spiritual clarity that cannot be talked over, manipulated, or silenced. The voice of God has become louder than the noise of deception. And because of that, your decisions will become sharper. Your boundaries firmer. Your sense of timing more precise. You won't chase what isn't yours. You won't force what's not flowing. You won't question what God has already confirmed. This clarity will make some uncomfortable. Don't shrink back to ease their insecurity. You didn't fight through darkness just to return to smallness. Walk tall. Walk holy. Walk aware of the divine light now radiating from your spirit. The people you are meant to bless will find you. The rooms you are meant to walk into will open. The assignments you are meant to complete will come with divine assistance. Nothing will be too heavy. Nothing will be too hard. Because you are no longer walking under the burden of deception. You are walking under the weight of glory. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the what-ifs. Let go of the version of yourself that stayed quiet to keep the peace. That peace was never real, it was an illusion. You are now in real peace. Peace that surpasses understanding. Peace that anchors your soul even when circumstances swirl. That is your new home. You may begin to feel like a different person. That's because you are. The old you, the confused you, the anxious you, that version has dissolved. You've emerged from the fire refined. Stronger. Clearer. Wiser. And with every day that passes, that new version of you will grow more familiar, more steady. Be patient with yourself. Healing is not always a loud moment. Sometimes, it's subtle, quiet, sacred. Give yourself space to adjust to the light after so many days in shadows. And while you do, remember this: you are not behind. You are right on time. What looked like a delay was divine preservation. What felt like rejection was spiritual redirection. What appeared to be a loss was actually a setup for a much greater gain. God's hand has been guiding you all along, even in the silence, even in the confusion, even in the disappointment. And now, that hand is opening doors. Watch as they swing wide. In this season, your connection to heaven will feel effortless. Answers will come swiftly. Favor will rest on you. People will be drawn to the peace you carry. Some will ask how you did it, how you healed, how you rose. And you'll know the answer: God did it. Because you finally let Him. Do not waste your breath trying to convince those who still want to believe the mask. Let them learn in time. Your energy is too sacred now. Reserve it for your calling, for your joy, for the people who are truly meant to walk with you. You will notice your prayers shifting. No longer desperate, but powerful. No longer begging, but declaring. You've stepped into divine authority. You're not just a survivor. You're a steward of glory. And with that comes responsibility, but also unimaginable joy. There is laughter ahead. There are moments of holy awe waiting for you. There are breakthroughs that will happen so quickly, you'll pause just to catch your breath. You'll see promises unfold that you almost gave up on. You'll watch your life bloom again, but this time, with roots that go deep into truth. You may still grieve what could have been. That's human. But don't stay there. What's coming is so much better. Let the grief pass like a cloud. Do not build a house in it. You were never meant to live in sorrow. You were meant to live in glory. Let this message settle deep into your spirit. Let it rewire what was broken. Let it become the foundation upon which your new life is built. And as you rise, remember this one truth above all else. Finally, God is exposing this woman. Open it now before the light moves on. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. Begging you for just 2 seconds, because the truth is not just revealing her identity, it is awakening yours. You are no longer who you were. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. If you believe in God, type Amen.